I am recording. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to We Kill Monsters. Slightly different setup this time. We hope it works well. Please let us know in the chat if it's not working right. I'm going to lower my input because I think I'm very loud. But I think that's okay. Cool. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for playing with me again. How are you all?
Good to be back. Good to be back. Oh well, I'm calling in from a different location. Finally moved up to Huddersfield, so got some nice, lovely views out the window here of nice green rolling hills. It's very misty. It's very mysterious.
Nice.
Cool. Well, last we left you guys, you were on the lake, Mayor Dwelden, chatting to a plesiosaurus who had revealed that he'd been awakened by a frost druid named Ravizin. And you'd just been able to kind of convince it that it didn't have to obey her orders, and that therefore he was quite angry at her and was happy to lead you to where he last saw her. So you're still on the boat,
dinosaur.
talking to the dinosaur. What would you like to do, ladies and gentlemen?
What time of day is it again? I can't remember. It's late at night. Yeah?
It's late evening, so it'll be like 7 or 8 p.m. now. You were on the lake for hours, you know.
So we're cold and hungry.
And you have one fish, by the way.
I was about to say.
You have one
What?
fish. You fished one trout, or rather, Akeem did.
Caught.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We're not very good
lucky.
fishing. Should we just set sail to Lonelywood and go from there?
Let's do that.
Sounds good to me.
So you'd like to
What's the
talk
weather
to.
like?
The wind is picking up, but it's kind of a very still night. You're on the lake, so the wind is quite. You're exposed, so there's a bit of wind, but it's not a blizzard or anything.
Is Lonelywood where the druidess is, or druid is?
Well, that's where the fish slayer that you're talking to said that he met her.
Right. Okay. Then I would say Lonelywood as well.
Okay. Would you like?
I feel like the GM is encouraging us to get some rest. We're like, now screw that shit.
What I'm saying is, let's get there and then rest, and then we can investigate. You know, we can arrange to meet our new friend out on the water, away from the city, to where he met her. But let's get to Lonelywood.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
So, Fish Slayer goes to you. Would you like to show you the way?
What you waiting for? Let's do it.
All right.
Lead onward, my friend. Lead onwards.
And so he turns around and begins swimming at speed. After a while, he noticed that you guys are kind of rowing, but not keeping up with him. So he slows down to match your pace. And you slowly kind of drift forward in the lake, and it takes you a few hours because it's hard work, and you're taking it in shifts. Sorry, yeah.
I was gonna say, I would like to ask him if he minds us, if he minds giving us a bit of a tow. Like if tie rope around his neck so that he can give us a bit of a lift.
All right.
There.
Roll a persuasion check. Actually, animal handling.
Yeah.
With advantage, because you guys were nice to him.
Hold on, I think that's one of my things, isn't it?
That will be a 16.
Okay. He says,
Hey, Fish Slayer, do you mind if I've got a little bit of rope here? You don't have to, but if you could give us a bit of a tow, this is going to go a lot faster.
Sure. Okay. He sort of swims
Let
up
us know
close.
if we're too heavy. Like, that's cool. Just let us know.
Don't tell us, but let us know.
He swims right up and sort of offers his neck for you to sort of put a rope around.
Yeah.
I point to Zoxa and I say, I will throw her overboard right now if that makes it easier for you, Fish Slayer.
And I just start twirling some kind of Eldritch Blast type thing. Like, just go ahead.
Take your best shot.
While they're doing that, I'm just going to rip off a bit of like leather or something and put it like between the rope and his neck so it doesn't like rub.
Okay.
So it's a bit like soft and there's a bit of protection.
Cool. The Fish Slayer pulls up and starts towing the boat, and you see you're picking up speed. It's now going much faster. But it's still, it's like a good 5 or 10 miles worth of lake that you have to go through. So it takes you a few hours, and a few less, probably about half the time it would have taken you to do it yourself. And you begin to see little lights in the distance as you're approaching the village of Lonelywood, which is a very small village. And whilst this is happening, I'm going to say that Rover or Caliban, either one, would kind of tell Akeem and Zaxa about Lonelywood. So I'll read out the description for you guys. Lonelywood was founded by a Sembian family from I can't pronounce that. Ormlaspir. Lonelywood is a quiet town of loggers, fishers, and scrimshanders. Scratching out a living on the edge of the world. The town's oldest buildings and docks bear carvings of dragons, lions, and goats that pay deference to the family crest, which featured a chimera. Roughly half of Lonelywood's able-bodied residents troll the lake for knucklehead trout, while most of the others spend their days in the forest felling and hewing the trees that are used to construct boats and buildings. Lonelywood's timber is taken by cart to be sold in other settlements, Tourmaline and Targos in particular. For as long as 10 towns has existed, Lonelywood has attracted the region's shadiest element, from unrepentant thieves to cold-hearted killers. The thick forest looming behind it conceals the dark and sordid dealings that sometimes transpire there. Despite its attraction to criminals and miscreants, Lonelywood is not a place where folk murder each other in the streets. The realities of survival demand that the residents live and work together and not dwell on history. A visitor can make many friends here, but would be wise not to drudge up the dark deeds of anyone's past. So, a couple of hours go past, and as you're about to approach the ice shelf that has kind of locked the docks from being accessible, you suddenly see a light break across the sky, and a shimmering, glowing aurora of green, purple, and blue colors sets fire to the night sky. And for Akeem and Zaxa, this is one of the most beautiful sights you have ever seen. It's just, the whole sky is on fire with magical energy. Obviously, Rover and Caliban have been seeing this. Rover for 2 years, Caliban for about 2 months. You approach the ice shelf, and Fish Slayer turns to you and says, "This is as far as I can take you. She came to me from over there," and he points with his neck around just outside the docks of the city, where there's kind of an outcropping of stone that is, a natural kind of point. But obviously he can't reach it now that the ice shelf has grown further.
Thank you, Fish Slayer.
Thank you for freeing me of this burden.
Be well.
Keep in touch, buddy. Just I take the rope off and, just give him a little nuzzle.
He nods and then disappears under the waves.
Akeem was about to say something, then realized that he's gone, so quietly walks up, hoping that no one noticed.
What would you guys like to do? You're on the edge of the ice shelf and you can see the docks close by.
I turn to the others and I say, if you give me a moment, I might be able to shake down some local information. Maybe see if anyone spotted a druid that matches her description.
So we're not actually...
At this point, I'm expecting some Caliban antics, so I'm just like, to the pub.
I'm still holding on to the fish.
Can I just say, out of character, just to put everyone's mind at ease, I have a legitimate character feature. This is not me going off of base. There's something my background allows me to do.
No, I get that, but I feel like, Ro at this point is just like, cool, you go do your thing, I'm going to the pub. It's
is within sight, is there an available place to be anchored and to reach safety without going and using the local docks? Because I don't I don't think we'd be welcome there. So is there a place which looks like an opportunity to dock besides the dock?
So you can drag the boat onto the ice and take it to the same stony outcropping that Fish Slayer told you he met Revis in. That's kind of like a natural dock that's kind of slightly out of the way. Yes?
Is there a map?
Yes.
Because I can't see.
I don't know how to share it in this particular case. I have shared a Dropbox.
I don't know how it is for you, Dre, but for me, I can choose to either show camera or Dropbox. You can choose to show your camera or share screen.
I don't have that option.
Right. If I go settings, I've got the camera, mic, and I go that, and I can go either HBO cam or share screen.
Yeah, I don't have that option from my menu because mine is the streamer menu. Do you have the map?
Yeah.
Because I sent it to you guys. Do you?
Yeah.
If you want to share it
I don't.
instead.
But if you pop it into
I've
either
got it.
Discord or
I'll tell you what.
just iMessage me.
I can iMessage it. Haha.
No, that's probably easier. That way I can have it on my iPad.
I still don't see where the natural formation for the.
No.
I still don't quite see where that would be on the map.
It's slightly off the map. Okay.
Okay, that's
Right?
why it's not. that's
okay.
why it wasn't. Yeah. Okay.
Just further north on the map, like where you can't see, there's like a part of the sort of the land that branches outward, and it's kind of a natural bay.
So just at the very top of the Lucky Lair.
Lucky Liar,
Just
yes.
above that, right?
Yeah.
Lucky Lair.
Cool.
Cool. So Rover would know the tavern, having been there before, and it is the Lucky Liar.
Okay.
So if that's where he's going, are you guys following?
You go.
With the permission of the group, I would like to take, not too long, maybe 30 minutes or so, to just take a walk around the town, and I will use Watcher's Eye, which is my City Watch / Investigator feature.
Okay. Can you run me by what that ability does? 'Cause
Your experience in enforcing the law and dealing with lawbreakers gives you a feel for local laws and criminals. You can easily find the local outpost of the Watch or a similar organization, and just as easily pick out the dens of criminal activity in a community. Although you're more likely to be welcome in the former rather than the latter.
Okay. Okay, so we'll say that you guys head to the tavern whilst Caliban's sort of having a snoop around. So I'll run Caliban's thing, and then we'll come back to you guys. So you have a snoop around and you have a look, and what you notice, Caliban, is that there's an old inn that is now completely shuttered, and you get the sense that that's where most of the shady dealings of this town would have happened before, but it looks like it hasn't had much traffic before. And your instinct tells you that people are now probably meeting in the tavern, but that business dealings would be happening at the speaker's house.
Okay.
Roll a history check.
I will. Don't fuck me, bronze die! Fucked me.
It's really funny if you got a 3 on a bronze.
6.
6. You remember something about the inn being closed? That someone, like a rumor you heard when you first moved, but you can't recall what it was. But you know there's something about that was a bit fishy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whilst you're doing this, the rest of the troop arrives at the Lucky Liar. Let me change the music to be the Lucky Liar one.
Oh wait, I need music. What's the thing for the music again? There's a website.
Sirenscape. It's the Sirenscape online player app.
Boom. And
You open the door and you see that it's quite busy because it's pretty much the only place in town where people can meet up for a beer or food after a long day's work. they sort of peer up from their mug of ale and have a look at you. But, you know, they're curious, but not sort of overly so. At the bar, there's a fairly good-looking, raven-haired woman polishing the top of the bar. You guys approach?
I kind of turn to look at the other two and go, kind of look at this raven-haired lady and go, one, and kind of look at you two to be like, what drinks do you want?
I'm like, ale. Let's do some ale.
I'm like, same.
4 ales, please.
Very well, friend. That'll be... I always forget how much ale is. A mug of ale is 4 copper pieces, so times 4, 16 copper pieces, please.
I slide over, like around up to 20.
Cool. Thank you very much. And she gives you a tray with 4 very full, brimming, kind of foamy mugs of ale. And gestures you to one of the empty tables.
Wonderful. Caliban can get his own one when he gets here, guys. I like take 2 off the tray and put them like in front of me.
Okay. So whilst you're sitting down at the table, you notice a couple of halflings get up and leave and sort of exit out into the streets. But otherwise, everybody's business is, as normal, just eating, drinking, laughing.
So we've got a friend pet dinosaur now.
See, I open up my my coat thingy to reveal the fish and go, and we still have this.
We might want to eat that sooner rather than later.
Yep.
Can they cook it for us?
If you ask, yeah, sure. You want to take it up to the barkeep?
Do they have people coming to tables? I don't know.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
they have
sure.
anybody I can flag? Like, does it have to be the person?
No, it doesn't. There's a couple of barmaids running around, so you can flag one down. By the way, that fish is quite massive. It's like, I think it's like 100 pounds. I think.
What?
Oh,
I think it's
That's
a massive.
what?
What?
I think the knucklehead trout. Sorry,
That's crazy.
70 pounds.
That's a big coat.
That's like bigger than
Shit.
you.
That's
huge.
in that
70.
case, didn't pull it out of my.
You've been dragging it behind you.
I've been dragging it this whole time.
Just on one shoulder.
So I say to them, "What shall we do with the giant fish outside?"
Am I there at this point?
Yeah, at this point you would have arrived.
I've just lost Rover.
He's frozen for me. So everybody else can see him?
I can't see him at all.
I can't see him. And I can't also seem to find the music, but if that's a long thing, I'll skip it.
I will pat Akeem on the shoulder and I will say, "See how many drinks you can trade that fish for at the bar."
I don't know if he's realized. I'm gonna text him whilst you guys have a chat.
Okay.
I look to Caliban and go, knowing how drinks affect me, maybe that's not a wise thing to trade for.
Food? They could cook it for us?
See, I like
Yeah.
my
How much
Zax's
they could-
head is that.
Yeah, a banquet. A feast.
So you signal down one of the barmaids to do this. Okay. So you you tell the barmaid that outside is a giant fish, and they go to fetch it and they drag it in. Everyone sort of looks around. These are quite valuable actually. Their bones are very valuable as well as their meat. So it's going to feed the entire sort of bar basically. So they go to fetch it and prepare it. You see them take it into the kitchen. Oh, Rover's coming back.
Wait, did we negotiate what we'd get for that, or...?
He's back. But, okay. So whilst you guys chat, I'm gonna redo his shot, because he's disappeared. Can you hear us, Rover? You're muted. Oh, okay, good. Good.
Hey, I can see him.
New software, always the way. So you guys want to discuss what you're going to do whilst I fix the shot in terms of finding where Ravizin is?
Because we would...
Most of the underbelly stuff that happens in this town would occur at the speaker's house. If we like, we could potentially go there in peace, ask for information. There may be a bit of palm greasing involved, but it might speed up the process by which we find this druid.
Oh no. Just realized we got rid of the fish. That was quite
The other thing
valuable.
is to go to the outcropping, see if we can find any. I mean, I doubt there'll be tracks to follow, but clues and evidence and other things around the area. Maybe it is a fair way out of town.
If everyone thinks that...
There's kind of about two options. Sorry.
If everyone thinks that would be better, I will defer to the will of the group, but what I can offer is a bit more of a shakedown, or palm greasing, as it were. The urban approach.
Whilst you guys are talking and trying to figure this out, the door opens back and in comes a little halfling child with a very kind of happy face, and he toddles over to you guys and sort of smiles at you until you guys all turn around to sort of look at him. And he's like, "Hello."
Hello there, little fella.
I immediately pull my bag closer.
Races against
I
halflings.
say nothing.
I very curiously look down to go, hello there, little fella.
Hi. My mom says you guys can come and talk to her at the speaker's house. Oh, wait. She's the speaker.
Uh-oh.
I look up and look around to...
I turn to the others and I say, I did nothing, I swear.
I look at Caliban very suspiciously.
I walked past the house, stood there for a moment, and then moved on. That's all.
Sorry.
Can I roll persuasion on that?
Or persuasion on what? Sorry, on convincing everyone.
I'm telling, like... Yeah.
Well, do they believe you?
Yeah. Natural 19 for a total of 25.
That beats my passive insight. So yeah, I believe it.
I believe him.
I believe him.
It's all good. She'd like to offer you some tea and biscuits.
Why?
Okay.
Everyone.
I'm going to feel terrible about this, but can I just quickly use Divine Sense?
Sure. He's not fiend or undead.
Okay, just checking.
But look, she's got some questions to ask, and you might not know this, but the only inn in town is closed. So the speaker's house is actually the only place you can sleep the night.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
I mean,
Damn, okay.
I turn to the others and I say, he is telling the truth about that. I did hear something a while back about the inn being closed.
And how did you come to know that we were looking to speak with your mother?
Oh, well, that's fortuitous. I didn't, but she wants to speak with you guys.
I turn to Zux and I say, yeah, that is actually what he said.
yeah.
I look at him and go, how does your mother know who we are?
I don't think she does, but when you guys came into here, my uncle saw you and he came to tell us. And I don't know, I'm 12, mate. Like, you know.
I stand up and I say, for such a generous offer, how can we refuse? And I turn to the others and I say, right?
And I
I'm
say,
still
and I say
suspicious.
I say we
but
can't
I say-
refuse, but after the fish. After the food.
I turn to Zuxabay and nod in approval to go, yes, please. Like,
Food first.
I turn
Tea
to
and
the kid.
biscuits later.
I turn to the kid and I say, I am pretty cold and hungry, actually. Could you give us... I turn to those 20 minutes, scarf down.
Sure. Do you guys know how to get there?
Do I, DM?
Yes, from that thing that you just did, you would.
Yes, we do know how to get there. Thank you.
Oh, cool. Well, see you there. Don't be too late. All the biscuits might be gone.
I used
biscuits?
I used thaumaturgy to make my eyes just flash like a starlight blue.
He's like, cool. And he heads off.
creepy little fella.
I just imagine I'm sitting there with these 2 pints of ale being like, we're going to be here for 20 more minutes.
Which one of these?
One more.
Cool. So,
Roper's got a problem.
as the next round of beers come, also a nice big sort of trunch of that fish comes out. It's been grilled. It's that kind of, like wrapped in, well, I guess they don't have tinfoil, whatever the equivalent back then was, and put over the grill. So it's kind of very, very, very tender, with a hint of lemon on it and stuff, and herbs. So it's very tasty.
Like his player, Caliban somehow manages to get all of the spikes. Like, I'm just pulling out one after the other. Seriously, whenever I eat fish, that always happens.
Yeah.
I'm just munching on some leftover berries from earlier in the day.
See, I feel quite proud of myself knowing that this is something that, I accidentally managed to find.
You should find a painter, Akeem, and commission a portrait of you holding the fish.
No, I'm just happy that I was able to help you all feast tonight happily.
Can I use minor illusion to to create the portrait and then to go, oh, you don't, oh, okay, and then just do that.
Just
and be like, oh, all right, and then just get back to my fish.
Zaxa, uses minor illusion. She actually goes through a few variations of this kind of first it's a portrait, and then it's actually one of those like little bronze statues, like the
Sculpture, like a really
like a first prize trophy for catching the biggest fish kind of thing.
Or like a diorama of like Theseus and the Minotaur, except it's Akeem strangling this fish that's now become twice as big since we started.
Since we started talking about it.
seeing this, I very quickly put my head down out of embarrassment.
Okay.
Do you guys do anything else in the bar? Talk to anyone? Talk to the barmaid or?
No,
Nope.
Do we want to take a short rest before we?
You can have a
talk to
short
the
rest.
speaker, or-
It'll count. The meal will count as a short rest.
Oh, does it? Okay. Cool. Great. What do you guys think of this lady, the speaker, whose name we don't know?
Do I know anything
Never met.
about her, DM?
Roll a history check. You guys didn't even ask the kid what his name was.
no.
3.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
You haven't been to this town. You kind of been between Targos and Bryn Shander and stuff, so you don't remember the name of the speaker.
Didn't quite catch
See,
me.
I just rolled a
should've
natural
asked.
19. I know you're capable of rolling good rolls. Sorry, ignore
Should have
me.
asked for his uncle's name. He said he had an uncle.
See, this weird stuff doesn't happen out on the wastes. It only happens in your weird town. And then gets back to like chugging this ale because he's got like first one's down. He's got 2 more to go, and we've got another like glub glub
Just-
glub glub.
See, I'm just drinking the ale very carefully while trying to make sure that there's enough food that I don't get drunk again.
Excellent. So you finish the meal. It's really lovely, and then you guys get up and go.
I would say so.
So you head off to where Caliban leads, and he knows where the speaker house is from noticing where everybody was sort of hanging around. You walk up to the front door and you knock. Let me change the music.
Before we get there, does anyone had the idea earlier when I was a spider for Caliban investigating? I could do that and hide in one of your pockets if we're unsure. But they may already know that I'm meant to be part of you. I don't know. Just an idea.
Let's try the good intended approach. Exercise intent that is positive, or assume they have an intention that is positive. A kind of positive intent, if you will.
I've come to immediately question that, and I've gone okay. I've got okay, but secretly I'm on the offensive. I'm polishing my diadem. I'm like getting my crystal ready. I'm like, yeah, sure, like yeah, totally friendly. Like,
I'm not saying we be stupid, but at the same time, let's not give them any reason to be suspicious of us.
Again, he just looks at him and goes, wow. You've grown so much in such a short time. And he leads on quickly before something changes.
Cool. So you knock on the door, and the door opens almost immediately, and you're greeted by a very friendly halfling lady. And she says, "Hello, I'm Nimza Huddle. Come in. And she's got a huge tray of really sort of tasty looking cookies that are shaped like tiny little halflings, which is a little weird. But she kind of scampers back into the room, and you can see there's a bunch of little kids, including the one that you saw before, sort of running around doing stuff. And you can see that the house was clearly meant for humans, but most of the furniture is actually sort of halfling-sized, except for a few chairs in the corner where sort of like a speaking corner might be, where there's a few big chairs for big people as well. And sort of she brings the tray to a table that's around where the chairs are, and she gestures for you to sit down. Come in, come out of the cold.
I take a seat, hold up one of the halfling-shaped biscuits, and I say, the implication of this biscuit shape is concerning.
Oh, the kids just like them, little people.
I also take a seat, but I lift up one of the biscuits, look at them, feeling amused as if like I'm a giant, and I put it in my hand to go.
And then you see one, and like me put one in my palm, and you realize that, yeah, I am actually nearly a giant compared to it. I'm just like,
tiny little crumb in your hand.
Yeah.
She sits down and starts pouring tea for everyone.
So
I'm still amused at how small.
Sorry, is she the speaker, or is she just someone who answered the door?
She's the speaker.
Okay.
Nimza Huddle.
Nimza. Nimsy. Nimsy, but that was my attempt at a Scottish accent. Nimza. Nimza Huddle.
Nimza Huddle.
Yeah.
Aye.
Hey.
Okay.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Oh, not at all. There's literally nowhere else around here for you guys to sleep, so you probably would have ended up here anyways. But this is easier.
I mean, I usually prefer the outdoors myself, but my friends don't like the cold.
Oh, well, you could probably pitch your tent in the backyard if you really want.
Oh, no, I would never refuse hospitality.
Oh, excellent. She sort of hands you she looks at you, looks down at her cup of tea that she was going to give you, and puts it down and grabs a mug of ale instead, pours most of the tea in there and hands you that instead.
Just leaves me the pot to...
Yeah. You're probably wondering why I asked you here.
I look at Nimza and go, was that your little boy who came to find us?
Yes, little Scoop. He's kind of reliable. I'm glad he found you and didn't spend a couple of hours playing in the streets instead.
Nods and goes, yes, we were wondering.
So we don't get many adventurers these days, and we've been having quite a lot of trouble. You see, our loggers are being terrorized by a white moose. The beast seems very intelligent and has eluded all the hunters we've sent to kill it. We really depend on the forest for our survival. And I wouldn't be a good townspeaker if I let that moose get the better of us. We could really use the help of some external people. All of our people have either been hurt or didn't come back.
Some have come back, though, you say?
Aye.
Could we question them?
To be sure, I can round them up probably tomorrow morning.
That would help. The more we know, the better.
It's very strange. They mostly keep, to the forest or to the tundra, but this one is been attacking people, chasing away the loggers, and hurting people that come in its path. It looks, from the descriptions I've been told, it's intentionally doing so. It's seeking people out.
I'm not well versed in animal husbandry, but husbandry was not the right word. I'm not well versed in animal behaviors, but I remember once hearing that certain diseases can make animals more violent.
Aye, well, that could be it, I suppose. We probably know more if we actually caught it. I can't tell you much else.
Do you want it caught or gotten rid of? One's easier than the other.
Put down, I would say.
Very well.
I can offer you these tasty treats.
Yeah,
She shows you a huge bag of cookies.
So, can I just I ask her if she can define terrorizing if it doesn't mean fatal?
It's killed a few of us. Some of the loggers, we found their bodies completely mauled when a hunting party went to try and look for the moose and the missing people.
How did you come to hear about us?
We'd heard some adventurers had finally made it into Icewind Dale after so long. As you know, the mountain pass is mostly closed. And when you guys came into town, I assumed it was you. You are the people that have come over into Bryn Shander as of a few days ago? Looks at you, Akeem and Zaksa.
I lean in a little bit. I nod to let her know, yes, it is us. But I also ask, where have these people been found that the moose killed? Or where have these attacks taken place?
Deep into the forest. The Lonelywood here is the source of all of our income. You see, we are mostly loggers. There's some fishing, of course, and other things, but logging is really important, not just to Lonelywood itself, but we provide all of the wood for buildings and other things, even firewood for all the other towns in 10 towns.
And what time of day have these attacks happened?
Day, night, whenever we go into the forest, we see there's a good chance we get attacked.
Just to the other guys, I just want to quietly, surreptitiously whisper, Fish Slayer. This is a subtle nod to be like...
Yeah,
do you
could be the same scenario.
Do you do it audibly enough that she might pick it up, or are you trying to...
Audibly enough that she might hear, but she won't really get it. I don't really care if she hears. It's more to know to the other guys, hey, this might be similar.
Mm-hmm. And she would ask, Fish Slayer, what is that?
And I clap Akeem on the shoulder and say, this guy, right here, caught one of them fish in the lake all by himself.
Oh, very well.
See,
well done.
I'm
not an easy
slightly confused by this. I'm slightly confused by this, and then...
I join in with Caliban. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. And go.
First time out on a lake.
Yes.
Caught its first fish.
I slay them all the time. I'm a fish slaying slayer. That's me.
I step forward and ask, and what to the payment?
Oh, you will be wanting payment. No, the cookie's not enough.
And I just say, not for me. Thank you.
Very well.
Oh yeah.
I can offer you. And she sort of looks in, like next to her sort of tiny little armchair, which for you guys would be like a toddler's armchair that she's sitting in. There's like a sort of a strong chest, a small strong chest, and she kind of opens up out of view, kind of looks and goes, 100 gold pieces for the dispatch of this threat to our town. Would that be agreeable then?
That came out of nowhere. From cookies to 100 gold pieces.
Well,
She was holding out.
Holding
on
out. You've been holding out.
can't blame me for trying. You know, some say my cooking's better than money.
DM question.
Whilst this is happening, by the way, the toddlers are kind of running around, sometimes going past you, like barely, like, you know, keeping you from spilling your tea, going up, like this ladder that goes into the loft, and you can hear them playing up there and stuff.
DM question. This was the speaker house who you said I had instinctually discerned that maybe more of the shady dealings go on here. Is this correct?
That this would be the only place where everything could have moved to, other than also the tavern. Like,
okay.
From the inn was the place, but now it's closed. So like people that are trying to have like a private conversation indoors will be having it either at the tavern or in a private room in here. Yeah, go on.
I think oh, sorry, Kim, you go ahead.
No, you go, because you're in the middle of a sentence. Go for it.
No, it's if you wanted to.
I was just gonna say, like, I want to look around the room that we're in and the place that we're in to see if there's anything that could signify, like, if other people of significance have been there. So I can do investigation.
Yeah, well, no, roll a perception check if you're just kind of having a look. Investigations if you're actually starting to move things around and, you know, that kind of stuff. If you're just kind of quietly looking
around, that's fine.
Perception.
Yeah. Okay, and I've got a 18.
Okay. You noted, like, you're sort of trying to take in the scene, and there's a cluttered. It's a nice kind of large communal room, and you see a few doors. There's a ladder going upstairs. It's a big house. It's a very big house. You can tell that there's, you know, a few rooms to sleep in, other than probably what the people that live here. And in this kind of communal room, there's a table where some people are sort of eating and talking and drinking, you know, at a distance from you guys, in a very messy kitchen. You also notice that the kids have been playing with wooden toy swords. But beyond that, it's just kind of it's a cozy little house.
Okay.
I think to myself, God, I hope I'm right about this. And I say, perhaps as well as recompense, you'd be willing to trade in a little information to the halfling.
Well, I can most certainly try if it's something I know.
Is there somewhere more private we could speak?
Oh, we could go in one of the rooms upstairs, but...
I say implicitly in like is there a basement kind of underbelly place here?
And you can see that she doesn't quite clock what you mean. Like, we could go upstairs if you have to say something that you don't want anyone else to overhear.
If you wouldn't mind.
Oh, for sure. So, you know, puts down her cup of tea, sort of hops off the armchair and gestures you guys over to come up the stairs.
I stay back.
Good. Does anyone else follow?
I stay back.
I stay back in that room.
And
I intend to investigate it when she's gone.
See, I look at Zuxa and Rover almost to say as if, like, when he's asking about speaking privately, I'm like, is he trying to hit on her?
I was well aware this was.
Get some booty?
I was well aware this was how it was going to come across, and I just rolled the dice.
And and I basically send a mental thought of just be careful because look at all these kids.
Can I respond? Can I respond?
No, not to the awakened mind, unfortunately.
Because that's to me, and I'm like, oh, thank God it wasn't me.
Wait, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can respond or not. So I will try to respond regardless of whether it succeeds.
Excellent.
Do I get the hint that he wants to talk to her like alone, or like with one of us or two of us there?
Well, roll an insight check, and then if you roll, let's say
Natural 20.
Natural 20. So Romeo.
I was more trying to imply if there's like a back room where shady dealings are done, and if we could be granted access to it to talk about less than savory things.
So too long didn't read.
Like the
What I'm
shady
hearing,
question that you
what
just
I'm
asked.
hearing is, what I'm hearing is, it's more Caliban fun shenanigans. So we don't want. So I'm going to stay here and finish this, flagon of tea.
Flagon. I like that word.
As I hear them like walk further away, I'd like to investigate the place where the I guess what was it, a container that she opened
strong box?
with the gold in it?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, yeah, the strong box. Can I open it or is it locked?
Oh, that's a good question. No, it's I hadn't planned for this, so it's open. You can have a look inside.
Okay, and I'm rifling through. What do I see in there?
Like, I let her open it, but as she goes to reach in, I'm going to take my quarterstaff and like tap her hand away and be like, "What are you doing?"
And I'm just going to say, seeing if she has anything else. Damn.
Yeah. See with your eyes.
See,
Okay.
I want to
So
try
I'm
and
putting my
persuade
face
Rover to
closer
be a
to-
bot.
I'm looking into this strong box. What else do I see in there?
You estimated there's probably about 200 gold pieces, some silver, some copper. It's just where she keeps the money. It was left unlocked, but there's a lock in the sort of keyhole.
But there's no other items in there besides the money. Is that right?
Not in this place. No, this is kind of a.
Okay.
You can tell that
Just a
this is
humble
where she has
place.
meetings with people. That armchair would be where she would pay someone that did something for the speaker.
It's the petty cash box.
Petty cash, yeah. fair bit of cash in the petty cash box. But
I mean, earlier on she
And make
offered us
him mental.
cookies and payment, and then
she did.
like later on was like, "Oh, here's 100 gold coins." I'm like,
but I mentally
Shady.
cursed because I realized I should have
Shady.
asked for more. I'm like,
yeah.
yes! Way more.
All right. So let's just quickly move to Caliban. Nimsy shows you to one of the rooms. Like, this would be one of the rooms you guys can sleep in tonight. And she kind of opens it. There's a bed. There's like a couple of cots, a little sort of sofa, like a small kind of city kind of thing. And she gestures to sit down, and closes the door.
Thank you.
Very well then. What?
Seems like you run a tight ship round here. Looking after that many kids, I imagine you've got your what's the expression? Got your beat on, or
Hands full?
no. It's like
You've got your shit together.
yeah.
Finger on
Or
the
it's
beat.
like got your eye on the ball a lot.
Finger on the
Like-
pulse.
Yeah, finger
Or-
on the pulse. But you got your finger on the pulse of everything that goes on.
Well, there's only 100 of us in Lonelywood, but they're an interesting sort of folk. You got to keep your eyes open and your ears to the ground, if you know what I mean.
Fair do, fair do. So tell me, someone who's got their ear to the ground would be good with faces, or at least know anyone who knows anyone. Fair enough?
Sure. If they've come through town, I generally know them.
I'm looking for a druid.
Very
And I
well.
describe the druid as best as I can from Fishlayr's recollections.
I don't think I've seen anyone like that in town, but it's funny you should describe this figure, because one of the people that was attacked and survived claims that at a distance in the woods behind the moose, he saw someone that vaguely resembles that description. It was hard to see. He couldn't see very well. It was in the shadows.
Do I believe her when she said she doesn't recognize, she hasn't seen anyone in town like that?
Roll an insight check.
20?
7.
As far as you can tell, she's telling the truth. But she seems intrigued by the fact that you're asking about a person that seems related to the moose thing. That's all I know. It was one of the only things that stood out. Everybody else had the same story about the moose. The ones that came back, that is.
Interesting. This may be a little bigger than we first pictured.
Oh, can you elaborate?
I don't want to confirm anything yet for certain because there's still a lot I don't know, but after speaking to survivors of other beastly attacks, it's possible this has happened in more than one place.
Oh. Where's that? You're not telling me that ridiculous story from Bremen about a lake monster is real?
I mean, I saw the teeth marks on the ships.
That's intriguing. That's very interesting.
I'm trying to withhold as much information as I can without actually lying.
Okay. She's sort of scrutinizing you now, kind of trying to see if you know more than you're letting on. You can tell that she's kind of having a good look at you and at your face as you're talking.
Do I roll something for that?
Not at this point.
Okay.
Depending on what you do next. Is there anything else you want to ask her?
I want to ask her if there have been any.
You're not
strange
there.
ones on
She's
lately
upstairs
and-
with him.
Am I
Yeah,
not?
we're not in the room. Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
No one else was in
We're
the
just
room
hanging out
where it happened.
downstairs. Yes!
Okay.
Well, she sort of looks at you and goes, "Is that all? Anything else I can do for you?"
That will be all, thank you.
All right. Well, this can be your room if you like. You can bunk up with one of your other friends, and in the other room can be another couple of you. Although if the lady prefers to be on her own, there's a smaller room that she can take.
I'm entirely certain that will be the case.
And she opens the door and trots off back downstairs, and you guys see her.
I follow.
Yeah, you see her.
Yeah. So, assuming that we are about to long rest, we presume.
Yep.
As they come downstairs, I have wild shaped into a dog and I'm playing and chasing around the halfling children.
They're loving it. They're treating you like you're like a fell beast, and like sort of using their little swords and then running away when you sort of chase them and stuff. And you see Nimsy kind of like go, "Where did the dog come from?" for a second, and then she kind of looks around and sees you missing, and you can see her putting two and two together.
Rover, turn into one of these.
Into one of what? Oh, he's texting it to us.
It's like a puppy husky that's very fat.
Chubby husky.
Right.
It's a baby
Chubusky.
chubby husky.
And so, she kind of says goodnight to you all and says, "Well, then we'll speak in the morning. 100 gold pieces could be yours, unless our hunters get the beast first, of course." And sort of laugh, sort of as a joke. And she heads to her own room.
Was there more to that?
Roll an insight check.
Rolled off the table. Okay, that's a little better, I think. Insight 13.
Just seems to be playful joking around.
Okay.
And at that, I let all the make sure, I kind of lose to the kids. and they're like piling on me, and it's obviously bedtime. So then I drop my wild shape, go back to being the massive Goliath I am, and then just start picking them off of me and go, right, time for bed.
I find this very amusing, and go.
They're basically in love with you now. Like, you know, they really enjoyed themselves, and they're like, you know, you sort of piqued their imagination. It takes like all the motherly tone of Nimsy to kind of get them to bed, because you got them quite excited. And the guys that were having dinner on the kind of communal table go up to their own rooms, and you guys are left by yourselves around the kind of tea corner to do as you will.
I look around at them and say, I don't know about you, but I think we're going to have a pretty big day ahead of us tomorrow. If it's anything like what we've had before. I'm going to turn in. Who wants to bunk with me?
Sure.
Cool.
Let's go.
You guys head off to your room, and you enter it. There's two...
I go into the other room and... Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I was saying, I go into the other room and turn to Zuxa and say, it's this or the broom closet. And I...
Broom closet it is. No, I'm joking. Yep.
Cool. Both rooms have two sort of human-sized cots, which are a little bit small for Rover, but everyone else can fit in quite nicely.
See, but he can turn into any animal and then be in the size that he wants.
Does anyone have anything they want to do before they get to bed?
I go through my exercise routine and prepare for sleep.
DM question.
Yes.
When we wake up tomorrow, will we be stronger?
You'll be level 3. Yes, I've
Okay.
already done a keen...
What?
Okay, in that case, just before I go to bed, I stare out the window. I think of Sienna. I think of the halfling twins, all my friends at home. And then I just replay the events of what happened again and again. And I think about everything that I've done at this point, and I clutch my amulet, and I look at the two-faced god upon it. And I just mutter in Infernal a vow and a curse. A vow of absolution. A vow of seeing things through to the end, and a vow of righting wrongs no matter what. But above all, a vow of vengeance.
Very well. As you
And
do
then I go
this,
to bed.
you feel sort of your will reach out, trying to sort of pierce through to the heavens where gods reside. And you could swear that you feel this kind of calming energy reach out, and sort of the closest you could describe it is you almost get a nod from this energy of approval and of agreement. Akeem, as you go to sleep, you're trying to meditate, trying to relax. It's been a very exciting day. And you can feel inside your heart that fire, that power that's been with you since childhood expand and grow stronger in a way that troubles you, in a way that you've felt it's burning out of control before, and you try to struggle to meditate and calm yourself and bring it back down, and you know that that power is now stronger, and you're able to push it back down. But you could swear for a minute that that fire that is inside your heart, you can hear your own heartbeat, and then you could swear that for a second you hear another quieter heartbeat pulsating with the strength of the flames. And then it kind of goes away. And you're able to calm yourself enough to finally drift off to sleep. Cool. Anyone else need anything else that they want to do tonight? Okay. So night passes and your consciousness comes as kind of the brief change in light that happens only in the morning sort of drifts through your windows and is enough to kind of bring you to sort of a waking. And you all head back downstairs to have breakfast, and Nimsy's cooked up a really, really nice hearty breakfast. You can tell that she's kind of used some of her last supplies of blood sausage, and made hash browns and things, and a little bit of bacon, to make sure that you guys have a nice sort of energetic start to the morning. What would you like to do?
Guess we're going moose hunting. Unless anyone has any objections, I turn to the group.
Sorry, I was busy leveling up my character while we rested. Can I retcon saying that I burnt my level 1 spell slots?
Yep.
To get more. Yeah, easy.
Yes.
Sorry.
I can't hear you, man. It's gone quiet for some reason.
Son of a... There we go. Mute again. How does the leveling up thing
I did it for you.
Because is it automatic? Or...
I did it for you because I didn't want you to kind of have... Like, I'll guide you through it maybe another day, but I basically just clicked level 3 for Min.
Thanks.
And I picked a spell for you, because you get an extra one, that I think will be useful for you, but we can talk about what, if you change your mind, if you want to change it, we can talk about that.
That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
36 HP. All right.
Level 3.
I rolled a 10 on my rolled hit points.
Do you guys have anything else you want to ask Nimsy or do before you head out into the forest?
Well, there's the bacon.
Where are the people that Nimsy said she was gonna?
Right,
the
yes.
Eyewitnesses.
Cool.
She said she was gonna get us for. I'll ask where they are.
And she says, they're coming over after breakfast if you hang around for a minute. So as you finish your breakfast, you see come in a hunter and what looks like to be a hunter and a logger. Just you can tell from the way they're dressed that that's what their profession is. And she beckons them over and sits them down, brings out 2 more big chairs, and sits them down for you to ask questions. Says, Gregor and Samuel here can tell you a bit more about what they saw. If you have specific questions to ask. And she sort of nods to them, and they look a little bit they're not particularly happy. You can still see some bruising on Samuel's face.
Can we tell by the way that they're dressed who the hunter and who the logger is?
Yes. So Gregor is the hunter and Samuel is the logger.
Can I just ask a question for the DM just about what Nimsy actually does? Can you explain what the speaker would do in a town like this? Because the Speaker of the House, say in the UK, is the only person who's not allowed to speak during sessions. So I just want to know what position in the community they have and what significance it is.
More like the chief or ariki of this village, but it's a very loose responsibility. More than anything, they're the ones that represent the village at the kind of speakers meeting from all the towns. So when all the towns have to agree on something, they send their speaker to speak for them in a meeting to settle disputes between towns and things. So some towns the speaker will also act as a local judge and leader for things, maybe be in charge of the militia. But this is kind of like the Wild West. So their power is kind of like a sheriff, but limited in a way. Like if people go, nah, fuck you, there's not too much that they can do. It's a bit looser than being, let's say, prime minister.
Is it hereditary? This thing is it?
No,
is it like a chief and that's hereditary, or is it? Each
town selects. It's kind of like a sort of democratic process, but think of it more like picking, the Night's Watch commander kind of situation rather than a fair election.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay.
In the meantime, I'll be asking them very specific questions about, how big this deer, this white stag, was it a stag or a deer?
A moose. It's a very large moose. They explain
moose. Sorry, white.
They describe this completely
Yeah.
white. The antlers, the body. It's like an albino, like giant sort of moose. Big, like a big sort of stag of its kind. And aside from the blood on its antlers and hooves from trampling and goring the rest of their friends, it was just completely white.
Would I know exactly what kind of creature that was then? Like it's a particular, like it is a winter moose, or it's a giant moose, or it's a druid.
Roll a nature check.
That's going to be a 14.
From the description and of the size, you can kind of gauge how much of it was an embellishment because of how scared they were. You guess that this is just a white moose, a normal large beast, but obviously it's acting completely out of character.
Yeah, easy.
Any other questions for the two dudes?
Was there anyone? Was there just the one?
Just the one. It's all it took to kill all my friends. And this is Gregor speaking.
How did it do it? Did it use magic or did it use force?
It was strong. It just ran at us and gored us one by one, trampling and hitting. It was possessed. It looked... I've never...
Is that a figure of speech, or are you being literal?
Well, I don't know. I've never seen a moose like that, act like that. It could, for all I know, it is possessed.
Did it look hurt and then unaffected by said injuries at all?
I don't even know if we got one hit in, to be honest.
Can you tell us how the attack began? What were you doing before the moose came to attack?
Are you asking Gregor or Samuel?
Gregor.
Gregor tells you, we went in looking for it. It had already attacked several of our loggers. So Nimza here sent us in to take care of the beast. We just tracked the moose. We found the tracks and looked for it. But it surprised us. It came out of nowhere. It's almost as if it knew we were looking for it. And ambushed us. I swear it ambushed us. It came from the back. We weren't ready. It just took two of us out just immediately without even us knowing what had happened. By the time we turned around, it was too late to save them.
And did either of you two see the figure?
And
which one of you saw that?
He looks, I didn't see nothing like that, but he turns to Samuel and says, and so you can see Samuel go, I did. I saw this creepy ghost-like thing in the shadows watching it happen. We were just cutting down, our trade, we're cutting down trees, and the moose comes out of nowhere and starts killing us and running after us. And as I ran from the scene, I could swear I saw this figure under the trees laughing.
Can you describe the figure that you saw?
It was a woman with red hair and pale as death.
Your average redhead, then.
I look over to Zuxa, almost to say, can we do like the telepathic thing, just with my eyes to be like.
Oh, and I sort of go. I sort of lean forward.
And
what?
I point to my head and go.
And you're like, Oh, right.
The two guys are looking at this, and they look at each other, and then look to Nimsy like, "What?"
And I'm like, how, I say, not right now. Not. I'll explain the rules later. I'll explain how I can use it
Fine.
later. Sorry.
Fine.
Sorry.
I look disappointed, and then is Rover next to me? Like how we sat around.
It's up to you guys. You tell me, how did you
Okay.
sit down? Did you sit down next to Rover?
I mean, we would have come down together because we bunked together.
Yeah, we'd be in a kind of close-knit area, close enough that
Yeah.
I can lean in. So
Yeah.
I lean into Rover's shoulder and go, "Wasn't there a redhead back where we were?" In the Lucky Lair?
No, that was a raven haired. That's black.
Revan. Okay, my bad. That was misheard. Thanks.
No worries, mate.
I think we've heard enough, unless my compatriots have any other questions.
Nope. Oh, let's go outside. Not
I
enough time inside.
Nimsy
I
goes,
audibly
"Thank you,
crack
Samuel.
my neck.
Thank you, Gregor." And they stand up and nod and sort of say their goodbyes and leave. Very well then. Do you guys need anything else from me?
I think we've got this.
Okay,
I think so too.
cool. So what do? Do you head out?
To the forest.
Before we get
Can I
like
ask
into
one of the guys
sorry.
what things moose eat? What types of creatures they eat? Or what kind of things that they
Foliage.
might like to eat? Just foliage. That's all.
Yeah.
You reckon?
In
mean,
this
I've-
case, people, apparently.
Yeah. No, I mean, we didn't ask, but like they'll defend themselves, but they're still herbivores. I take a minute and go, guys, can we just all hold up for a second? As soon as we get outside, and I kind of grab onto my staff and kind of just stand there quietly for about 10 minutes. And as a ritual, I cast locate animals and plants.
Okay.
So, describe the name of a specific kind of beast or plant. Concentrating on the voice of nature in your surroundings, you learn the direction and distance of the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if any are present.
Okay.
It's a ritual second level spell.
Yep. Just the closest one.
Just the closest one. So as we kind of get out to the, as we're kind of nearing the edge of the woods, I'm like,
Okay.
I could do this.
And what are you searching for specifically?
I'm searching for a albino moose.
Oh,
Can you be that?
Can you be that
with that spell?
specific?
It says describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant.
All right.
DM's call.
All right.
You can decide whether you can decide. It does say describe a specific kind, whether that's just the name or whether it's
Okay.
or a white stag. You know,
Sure.
like
You get
white
a
moose,
definitely. You get a strong ping into the forest. Sort of further out east.
About roughly how far?
Ooh, let me double
Up to
check
5
my
miles
map.
if it's.
Yeah, I think it's. So I'm just gonna look up the map. Where is my map? It's definitely within 5 miles. Yeah, you get a strong ping into the forest. Okay. You guys.
Yeah, but I get to know how far away it is as well.
Exactly. Okay, well, let's say
Yeah.
3 miles.
So then I kind of come out of my trance and I kind of go, guys, I'm not sure it's the one we're looking for, but I know that there is definitely the nearest stag to us right now. The nearest moose, sorry, keep doing that. It's 3 miles that way, right now.
From what the hunters told us, this thing seeks and destroys, so odds are we'll run into it one way or the other.
Look, that's the little miniature for Rover.
Hey!
Oh, that's cool.
Hey.
So, marching order, please.
I will go up the front.
Sure.
So you're the tracker.
I'll go,
No, I will bring up the rear.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll go at the front.
I'll go behind Rover.
Okay. Zach's in the middle.
At the back.
Cool.
That leaves you, exactly, you're actually in front of Caliban behind Hakeem.
So Rover, please run a survival check
So,
for me.
24.
All right. So heading into the forest right away within the first few minutes, you find, going in the direction you felt strongly for, you find a set of moose tracks. And I'm just going to roll something myself.
That's right.
Okay. Following these, what you notice is like you come upon a moose almost immediately, but it's a normal moose. You can tell that it's just a normal moose, just sort of standing there looking at you guys like, what do you want?
Do I think that we've travelled, given that the moose could also move in between, do I know whether like my spell would specifically pick a white moose, or do I not know that?
You know that this is not.
This
You,
one
do,
kind of
you don't think. Who? So I'm not familiar with that spell very much. So I'm gonna say. No, you think this is too soon, and that you got misled by the first tracks you found, thinking they must be the ones, but
Yeah.
it's not the one you were
Yeah.
looking for. So roll another survival check for me.
Yeah. And I was going to say, actually, I'll again, because we've kind of been walking off a little bit, I'll spend 10 minutes and recast to get a more correct bearing, and then continue. If that's all right.
Sure.
It's just if in case it's moved a bit south or north or further away, then I can adjust where I'm going.
Sure.
And then survival check. That's only a 13.
Okay. So you keep trudging in the snow. An hour or so passes, and as you're kind of trying to get in roughly in the direction that you feel like the moose is, you hear sort of a noise, sort of a, and you sort of halt the party up, and you sort of peer over the trees, sort of just ahead, and you notice a brown bear just pulling some branches down from the closest tree to it, and sort of trying to eat bits of it. What do you do?
Oh, everybody's frozen.
We can see you. Well, you're frozen, but I can hear you.
And you're frozen, but I can hear you.
More tech issues. Yay.
I think.
Can you hear us?
Rover's just completely disappeared from me.
Yeah, me too.
He probably have to join again.
Unless he's just refreshing the browser.
He might be. So let's wait for him for a second.
Can we all see the bear, by the way, or is it just Rover because he's at the front?
He stopped you guys, and so you can all see him now. Hooray!
Hey, there he is.
All right, so decide what you're gonna do with the bear, whilst I have to re-add you again to my layout. God damn it! Okay. As you do. Yeah? Cool. So you do, just as the bear turns around and starts heading towards you guys, what do you say to the bear? Hungry. Food. Roar. What you guys hear is both Rover and the bear just going roar, roar.
I go, look, I know it's not much, but here's a little bit of hard tack. Like, here you go, buddy. And I don't go up to him. I just kind of toss it. And you go, you wouldn't happen to have seen a really big white moose? You know, the ones, antlers that are like, like that. And I kind of communicate as basically and simply as I can. Really big, really vicious.
Yes. Moose. You was throwing one of the berries, did you?
I threw him some tack, like some
Tack, okay.
like a bit of bacon left over from breakfast or something meaty.
So he's chowing down on that and he's like going, moose, I think so. Yeah, strange looking fella. I was further up that way. And he sort of nods in the same direction you got a ping from your spell.
Yeah. Oh,
And he
thanks, buddy.
Eating and is quite happy with that. And sort of like looks at you one last time, sort of anything else? Like any more? Kind of like
I toss him one more piece of bacon, like, in like a for your trouble kind of way. The same way you might, normally, like a rogue would flick to the barmaid for giving them, like, it's like that. Just like, here you go, buddy. You take care of yourself now. I kind of walk up to him, give him a little nuzzle around the ears and, like, lead on.
Cool. Okay. Keep going and see if you pick up the trail of the moose once more by rolling a survival check.
Wow. Natural 20.
Natural
25.
20. Cool. You keep following the tracks for another hour or so, and they're roughly in the right direction, so you think you've gone, you're on track now, or at least you think so. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so what happens is the tracks lead to a large circular indentation in a snowy hillside. Rising from the middle of the circle is a triangular gnomon made of beautifully carved crystal. Do you guys know what a gnomon is?
No.
The gnomon is the center bit on a sundial.
Right.
Okay. A 10-foot high berm. Do you guys know what a berm is? So
I assume we don't.
an artificial
We
hill.
don't.
An artificial hill. Okay. So a 10-foot high berm hugging the circle's eastern edge has evergreens growing around and atop it that seem to be sheltering what looks like a sarcophagus buried under the snow and also enclosed by half a circle of pale blue crystal pillars. North of the berm is a delicately carved gazebo made of marble, and south of the berm is a row of outward-facing white marble statues standing atop pillars. Okay? Would you guys like to see it?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope.
I'm gonna show it to our fans as well. Oh, I need to adjust Rover again. God damn it. That's all right. Gonna bring you back to the thing. Underneath and crop slightly,
So we can. So.
Okay, so that's what you guys can see. These are the statues, the white marble statues, and here is the large circular indentation. So I assume that here is a very large hill in the covered part that goes straight up from the edge of this wall.
Yeah, easy.
Where would you like to explore, and what would you like to do?
I kind of want to look at.
at.
Sorry, I kind of want to look at the statues and kind of the layout and druidically does that mean? Are they significant?
As you inspect the
Essentially.
statues, you see that there are 6 elevated white marble statues arranged in a line, depicting some slender robed figures facing northward. The engraving on their face is like completely blasted away from the wind, but the pointed ears make the statues identifiable as elves. You can see the moose prints going into the circle.
Can I-
All right. Should I be the one to do it?
No. I'm just joking. Can I just ask? May I ask if I can understand what where we are and what it all means? What this could signify?
You would know. Roll an Arcana check for me.
Oof, not good. Not good. 8.
You're not 100% sure, but you know this is an elven structure, an ancient one. This is hundreds of years old.
Do I know where I could find more information about what it was?
In most large libraries of the world, there would be probably some information that you could kind of look up.
So it's common knowledge. It's a kind
It's
of
not
structure which is common.
Not super common, but if you looked up in a history book in like the biggest library of Waterdeep, you'd probably be able to kind of find references to this. But the statues are all pointing, kind of facing to the circle, so not away from you guys, but into the structure, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah. Shall we go in?
What is the visibility like? We can see. Is it easy to kind of? What's the weather like? What's it?
Right now,
Is it blizzardy? Is it?
It's not very blizzardy. There's a cold wind, but it's not particularly strong, and there's very, very light, kind of almost like dust of snowfall coming down.
Nah, see, this feels like a trap. Like, all of them are pointing right to the middle of it, and it just seems suspicious to me. But we need to do something.
How far away is the dial from where we are? How many feet?
It's about 60 feet.
Damn.
Do you?
Okay. I cast
I kind of look
Armor
at-
of Agathis on myself.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to say I
Good.
did
No,
that.
easy. I was gonna say, do you want me to check it out in something that doesn't look like a humanoid form?
Sorry, I was just reading. You guys decide. I was just reading something.
Um,
Trying to figure out if I can do this.
I was thinking more along the lines that I might try athletics and try to see if I can jump in, and if anything happens, be able to jump out quickly.
So you can see that there's an opening here. So I don't know if you can see there's kind of like an opening into the circle.
Yeah, just next to that statue.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you could also climb on top of here. If you want to spend some time sort of kind of circling it, so I can describe to you what's around.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that would work.
So if you take your time to do this, what you'll notice is that on the other side of the berm is stairs leading up to the berm, so that you could come up on and inspect the tomb and look down into the circle from above if you wanted. And there's also little steps going into the gazebo, which is on the other side. It's like a circle. I can move the camera if you guys want to go that way.
I think it's okay from here for me.
How far away are we from the town at this point?
Miles, like 5 miles or so, 3 or 4 miles.
So not far, really.
No.
So not far at all, to be honest. Okay.
Look, I'm kind of Rover's of the mindset of, yes, it's a trap, but
But
let's go anyway.
Are you able to turn yourself into a flying creature? Or a flying animal? Or
Not
No.
yet. Not at his power level.
I just wanted to ask.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know.
I'm just telling.
Yeah.
Level 2 being able to fly would be OP.
Yeah.
question to the DM: how much snow is there in the middle? Like, are we able to remove the snow just in case it's covering anything?
In the middle here.
Yeah.
Do you want to go in and have a look?
Yeah, because I was thinking of casting Burning Hands to clear out any of the snow in case it's covering some signs or something.
We can certainly try. Give me a second here. I'm going to show you a bit more of what you can see. Make it a bit larger for you. There we go. So let me move the camera for you.
Oh no, okay. I can see that there's the little circles around the Burma or whatever the thing was. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so it's not snow. I thought it was like completely covered with snow, but they're just markings on the.
What you
white
notice
thing.
as you walk on the stone is that it's completely free of snow. And you can feel under your feet, under your boots, that it's actually like you feel the warmth penetrating like through your shoes, which, you know, your feet are pretty freezing otherwise in this kind of weather. And you feel a slight warmth from the stone floor. And you see a pattern. What you notice is, let me see if I can read it for you. Where is it? Rising from the center of this circular depression is a tall triangular gnomon. It's made out of crystal. It's normally something in a sundial. It is thick near the base and narrows to a sharp point at the top. The snow around it has completely melted away, revealing a circle of symbols carved into the stone around it. The symbols depict phases of the moon, suggesting that the circular depression is not a sundial but a moon dial. Something has punched a hole through the wall in the northwest edge of the depression here. Creating a dark opening that leads under the hill.
I will tentatively head towards the opening with the shield up.
Okay.
Can I see anything down the hole?
You peer inside and you see a large dark chamber with
Let me just.
you got
Sorry.
You got dark vision, correct?
Correct.
So you would see that there's a couple of, like, 3 tunnels leading off into different directions, but it's a bit dark to see exactly.
I look back to the other people in the group trying to be quiet. I hold up 3, the number 3, and then I do like a path thing, like 1, 2, 3, and then I point down the hole. Let me just check how long this lasts. Oh yeah, until the end of my next turn. I will tentatively take a step forward and continue down the tunnel.
There's a 10-foot drop.
Oh, it's a 10-foot drop?
Yeah.
I will I will beckon the Goliath over.
Do you head over? Or are you like, nah, man?
Yeah, I head over.
I hand him one end of my 50 feet of hempen rope, drop the other down, and I will rappel down.
Okay. Can you see?
While I'm next to, yeah, I can see. As Calvin goes down, I kind of go to him. Are we going in loud or going in soft?
Let's try soft and be prepared to make a bang.
Do you guys follow Akeem and Zexa?
Yep, I go to the edge where Caliban and Rover are, and I cast Prestidignation
Okay.
to illuminate the area in front of them.
Okay. As the area lights up, you see more of it, and you see the 3 different directions. Oh, good. I thought I was revealing too much. 3 tunnels, one sort of this way, and 2 sort of going off like that, sort of branching off that way at the top here. Okay. The light, like with the light sort of shining into the space, suddenly you hear a grumbling noise coming from one of the 2 tunnels, the one on the leftmost side. Sort of a...
So I guess we're not going quiet anymore.
Zexa, are you staying back? Out of the way here?
I've gone around the other side to have a look at the opening.
Here?
I've followed them, but I've gone the other way around so I can have a look at the opening where it's broken.
Yeah, that's
Not
where
there.
that's where
The other one.
The other one leads you outside.
No, I know it does. I just wanted to have a look at it.
Ah, okay. So this way is...
Can I see if it's just frozen over? Can I see if it's just frozen over? Was it...
This is just mountainside, so there's no opening on this side. There was a... Okay?
Oh, I thought there was...
No, sorry, not... The only opening is this cracked bit in the wall here.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Sorry, one thing I
Random
forgot.
question for the DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I was going to say, as a moon druid, would I know what the moon's doing at the moment?
The moon, when you guys arrived in town, it was kind of a new moon. Now there's just a bit of a sliver in the sky. You would know that, I mean, the new moon is kind of when the sacrifices are made.
Easy. Just for general making notes.
Yeah. So it's kind of 3 days into the moon cycle. There's like a tiny little smile, like a Cheshire cat into the sky. So I forgot one detail. On this side, there is a stone door, but it's completely featureless. Like you can tell it's a stone door, but there's no keyhole or handle or anything. I forgot to mention that.
That's right. We're in now.
You're in? Okay.
Yeah, I go down.
Cool. Zax, are you staying at the top or are you coming down with them?
How have they done it? Is
They
by rope or-
went down with rope. You could climb down sort of with their help.
Is the Goliath tall enough to just pick her up and then put her down?
Yeah, he could basically reach out with one hand and grab yours on the way down to lower you. Cool.
Great.
Damn.
So you come down. Now, as this happens, I'll reveal a bit more. From one of the tunnels, someone hid one of my miniatures. God damn it. 1 second, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I just realized, guys, that I did not prepare part of that trace because I took locate animals instead.
Guess we do this the hard way then.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's okay.
Out of the tunnel on the left.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Ugh.
Deer. Moose.
So it's not white. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't have a white one. Emerges a white moose with big antlers, the biggest antlers you've ever seen, purely of white, but the tips have all congealed blood over it, and its mouth is also stained with drips of blood coming out of it, and it looks at you
Divine
furiously.
sense.
Oh hell no.
It's not fiend or undead. You don't get a point.
Okay.
It looks at you with sort of evil intent. Roll initiative.
Damn it. I was going to try and get in one thing, but no.
Ooh, that's good.
you guys remember how to roll initiative?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Are we all doing this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got 10.
9.
Oh god.
With your bonus as
11.
well.
Bode well. Yeah.
Okay.
I had 8 with a bonus 2.
Okay. Anyone else?
11.
9.
And Caliban?
18.
18.
Just as a heads up, I think. Sorry, equipment. Features and traits. It's celestial as well. Does that? No. Okay, never mind. I'm guessing this is. Okay, fine. It's not undead. Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, didn't.
It's your turn, Caliban. You rolled higher than the moose.
Okay. I will bonus action clap myself on the shoulder, and I will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
And for my action, I will point towards it. And you watch as my eyes sort of flare gold for a minute, and I'm going to channel divinity to use what's it called? Vow of Enmity.
Okay.
Explain what those
Can you tell everybody what that
Oh.
does? Because
Sorry, question. It's a Vow of Enmity is a bonus action to use. Can I use it? Do it for my action, or does it do I have to have a free bonus action?
you have to have a
DM
free
call.
bonus action, I think. Well, you want to do it as an action, and then what do you want to do as a bonus action exactly?
Cast Shield of Faith.
I'll have to double check afterwards if that's fine. I'll let you do it. But can you explain to the group what that does?
So, Vow of Enmity. I can choose a creature within 10 feet, so I'll move within to be closer. I'll move so I'm within 10 feet of it.
Yep.
I gain advantage on attack rolls against it for a minute or until it drops to 0 hit points.
Okay.
And just for flavor, I'll bang my shield, pang pang, and say, "Come on!"
Alrighty. It is now the moose's turn, and he charges at you. Because you moved forward, you're very lucky. If I have at least 20 feet of movement, he does a fuckload of damage. You managed to, because you move closer, I can only half charge you. But the moose charges right up to you and will attack you. First with his antlers, so he's trying to gore you. He just runs up and tries to sort of lift you up bodily and like try to spike you through with his antlers and shake you. But let's see if it hits. So first thing is +6 to hit. Oh, okay. 8.
Nope.
He messes with the antlers in the anger of people intruding in his space. God damn it. And then he'll go and try to attack with its hooves and try to kind of, make you fall over with that.
Cool.
That is the shittiest moose in the world. 12.
Nope.
The hooves go bang bang right off your armor and do no damage. All right. It is now Rover's turn.
Can I just say, Andrea, welcome to my world.
So disappointing.
Okay, cool.
These bits around here, the sort of these bits here, are they part of the are they part of the cave?
I can't see where you're pointing.
Oh, sorry.
You have to tell
I
me.
think
You have to
she means
describe
on
it
top
to
of the
me.
walls and barriers.
Huh?
That's
Sorry?
okay. That's
I
alright.
think she means the bits like the rocky bits that are on top of
This
the
okay. So
walls.
imagine
between, like, yeah.
right. Imagine that this is me having cut through the hill. So above you, there's a hill that's maybe 100 meters tall. I've sliced through it so you can see inside, but only the parts that are open
Yeah.
are open. This is like mountain above you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, easy. Yeah. I'm going to stay where I am, and I'm going to grab my staff, stab it into the ground, and you will see vines rush up and try and grab onto, and as I cast Entangle.
Okay. Entangle just
so-
restrains it, does it?
Yeah. Strength saving throw.
Okay, strength saving throw. Get a +4 on that. 9. The moose is entangled, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. So vines shoot up out of the
Literally
floor
just.
and wrap around its, like little legs. Moose are quite sort of top heavy, and just grab it and hold it still by all 4 legs as the moose kind of angrily throws its neck back and looks at you with like sort of hatred in its eyes. Anything else, River?
No, that's it.
Cool.
I'll move up a little bit closer, so I'm between it and my squishier people behind me. But yeah,
But not engaged.
not in melee. Not in melee. Not in
Okay.
melee. No.
All right. It is now Akeem's turn.
Just to clarify, the vines have now got a hold of the moose, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not able to move freely.
No, so you get advantage on trying to hit him.
Okay.
You can cast your firebolt spell, for example, to hit it, or you can try some of your other spells. But
Well, I was gonna try shocking grasp.
cool.
Because I move in very close to the moose.
I will just-
trying to. Yeah.
Sorry, I will just say no. It can still attack you. It's not.
Oh.
It's just not able to move. It has a move speed of 0, and you
But-
get advantage
yeah.
to attack it.
That's why I
And it
put
has disadvantage
myself
to attack
between
you.
it and everyone
It's
else.
still very cool.
So just so you know the mechanics of the spell.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, that
restrained
makes
means.
sense. Okay.
There's probably some new people. You guys are new playing, and there's probably
So-
new people.
It can't move away, and it's easier to hit, but it can still hit you back. You still want to do that? That's fine if you do. There's 2 other people.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I'm good. I'm gonna use firebolt.
Okay. Do you want to move?
Like from a nice distance.
Okay. Do you want to move anywhere?
So I'm gonna move to the side, where the other opening is. The other side. Almost the same side that Zuxa is
Oh,
on.
okay. Sorry.
So from there,
Yep.
I hold on to my staff with one hand and bring it down to the ground. I reach out with my other hand and cast Firebolt.
Cool. You see this kind of flames almost wreathed from the inside. Sort of the chest glows. Have you guys seen The Hobbit where Smaug starts to breathe fire? So Akeem's chest grows red and his eyes glow with flames, and he casts forward.
Dragara Magulis!
Excellent. And a bolt of fire shoots forward. Roll to hit with your firebolt. It should be in your actions.
Yep.
With advantage, or is it only for melee?
I'll double check.
12.
12 hits.
Yes, that's what I get. Well, 7 plus 5.
It just said
yes.
attack rolls. Doesn't have to be melee. It's all attack rolls.
Cool. So you can actually
Okay.
roll it again, just in case you get a natural 20, because you can roll twice.
I'm just tapping hit/DC, right? Next to Firebolt.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. And I get 23.
But was it a 20 on the dice?
On the dice, I can't see because it's covered. Well, it's 18 plus 5.
Okay. So if it was a natural 20, it would do double damage.
Ah, okay.
But no, you definitely hit it. The firebolt sort of almost bends, like that movie where they bend bullets around the corner, touches the edge of the
Wanted.
cave wall, and
Yeah.
boom,
Well, they say fuck you to physics.
smacks the moose on its head. Roll for damage.
Damage. Like, where's damage? Sorry, my bad.
Right
Oh,
next to the
there.
DC.
Got it.
Should be just 1d10.
It's an incredible number of 2.
Okay. So you see it singe like half of its face, like all the hairs are kind of burning. You can see its skin underneath and little blisters sort of appearing. But it looks at you with sort of anger, but like it can't get to you because Caliban's in front of him. But he's like, "You're next, bitch!" Like in his eyes, you can see it. And
Target angry. Target angry.
is Zaxa's turn.
How far away is how far away are the people from me now?
Uh,
Can I have I got clear sight of the?
You can see the moose through here. You can probably move a little bit to get a bit more of a clear path, but you can kind of see it through the gaps. between your friends
How,
fighting.
how far away is
30,
it?
about 30 feet,
Um,
maybe 25.
I just cast Eldritch Blast.
Cool. Roll to hit.
7. Is it just 17?
Yeah, 7. Well,
Do I do anything else?
You add your bonus, but 17 definitely
Oh,
hits.
sorry. 23.
Cool. And roll for damage, because you've hit him.
I don't remember which dice it is.
It's a D10
It's a
Second.
D10.
plus 4.
Wait, D10 plus a
plus
a
you
four
add
dice?
no plus 4 as a number because of your agonizing blast.
So 12.
12 damage. Woof, takes a huge hit as it slams onto the side of its body
Is that right?
and cracks a few ribs. What was it on the dice? What number did you get?
It was 4 on that one, and then I guess it was 8 on the other. Yeah. Okay. So it is 12.
And boom, this kind of beam of force just hits it on the side, and you can hear a crunch as the ribs cave in on one side of the moose. Anything else for you? Yeah.
How many hit points does it take?
12. You said 12.
12.
Yeah.
But how many has it got? Sorry,
Okay.
I should have asked how many.
Sure.
It has.
We're all learning, so I'm going to tell you. We're not,
Oh, we don't know?
You don't
Oh,
know.
we
But,
don't know.
yeah,
Oh, sorry,
but that's
okay.
okay. We're learning the game. So this moose has 68 hit points. So it's a tough bastard.
Gonna be a long battle.
So it's Caliban's turn now.
All right, roll my shoulders. So, bonus action, I will take my sword and drag it across my horns. As it does so, it sparks slightly on the horns, like metal grinding on metal, and the sparks seem to catch on the sword, which ignites in fire, as I use my Legacy of Avernus feature to cast once per day, without expending a spell slot, Searing Smite at 2nd level.
Gotcha.
I will then use my action to take an attack against the moose.
All right. Roll to hit.
The advantage from Channel Divinity and the Restrain. Alright, first one was a 9 on the dice. And the second one fell off the roll, so hang on. Okay, so that was a 9 and a 6, but the 9 is 14 to hit?
Yep, that hits.
Okay, and you know what? Just for fun, I am going to go ahead and pump a Divine Smite into this as well.
Jesus.
Cool. So he takes from the sword by itself. Ah, crap. That was
Go on.
so. 4 points of slashing damage from the sword.
Rover dropped out again whilst we weren't looking. I gotta add him back.
He back. He back.
That doesn't let me rejoin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on, Romeo.
So 4 points of slashing damage from the sword, 11 points of radiant damage from Divine Smite, and
Yeah.
and another 8 points of fire damage from Searing Smite.
Jesus. Okay. That's it.
One last thing. Sorry, and at the start of, and it's now on fires,
Alright.
because it needs to make a, yeah, it's now on fire. At the start of each of its turns, it must make a Constitution saving throw. On a fail save, it takes 1d6 fire damage. On a successful save, the spell ends.
Excellent. So what you guys see is Caliban run his sword across his horns, light it on fire, and then channeling his amulet, feel a golden divine energy into it. It looks like basically like a welding torch, and he just kind of cuts like through the moose and just cleaves one of its antlers clean off, and like bloodies its face, and it takes a lot of damage. It looks a little bit like scared now. It's not happy at all. Good God. It's now the moose's turn. He's gonna attack back at the thing that's trying
He
to
has to
kill
make
him.
he has to make a con saving throw first.
Ugh. All right, 18 passes, yeah?
That passes,
So
yeah.
he's on fire, his head is on fire. Do I have to...
Not anymore.
Okay, good. So he puts it out by shaking it off, and then goes to try and gore you with its half-snapped antler. Does 19 hit?
No.
19 doesn't hit? Fuck.
Not with Shield of Faith. My armor class is 21.
Oh, okay. And it tries to hit again with its hooves. And misses. All right. God damn it. All right, it's Rover's turn.
Kind of to the question for the group: is this one worth talking down?
Nah, bro. Nah. This homie's going down.
Nah. Nah. He's only half there. He's literally half of himself now.
Yeah,
He's shaved off.
okay.
He's basically like. He's
I mean, we're
Scalped.
past
Basically
the point
scalped
where
him.
we can be.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Like,
And now you want to be
yeah.
Nancy
So we
Friend.
kind of blew up. But,
I mean, I can
turned
always
to the-
patch him up.
I turn to the others and I say, I thought we were doing this.
like,
Fine.
No, we are.
Okay, no, that's fine. I don't really want to do. I don't want to do that. So
I know. I know.
no, that's
Oh,
fine.
sorry,
No,
I
I'm
forgot
looking
to,
for
You
that.
can, you can leave that to us. You can
Expend
leave
the
that to
spell
us.
level.
I'm just checking the description for something very quickly to see if it has to. Okay, up to. That's fine. In that case, yeah. Again, holding on to amulet, I do my little crack of the wrist, and that thorn whip comes out and wraps around the neck.
Okay, roll to hit.
Sorry. That's going to be a 16.
16 hits.
Two piercing damage, and I choose not to pull it towards me.
Okay, 2 piercing damage. Noted. Okay. It is now Akeem's turn.
so, just as a side note, I can see that I've got like actions to weapon fighting, but I can't seem to see a number next to it that I can roll.
Oh, let me have a look for you.
Or is that just a thing that I can do?
What's this? Sorry. Describe the action again.
So I can see under action 2 weapon fighting.
Oh, only...
That's
Okay.
yeah. Sorry.
So if you had an
I'll let you-
attack with a weapon, if you have a weapon, then what you can do is attack with a second weapon in your other hand. But you're not really a weapon attacker
okay.
sort of fella. Although
Okay,
if
that makes
you
sense.
could have a weapon potentially.
That's fine for now. I'm noticing that the moose is feeling kind of scared, right? That's what you said earlier.
It's got a bit of fear in its eyes because you guys Caliban took a huge chunk of sort of damage at it.
I'm feeling brave, and I worry a little bit, but I feel like we've made enough of an attack that this might work. So I put my staff down, put my hands together, and cast Shocking Grasp as I move close to the moose.
Okay. So Akeem runs forward, charges up his hands with electrical energy, and dives forward to touch the side of the moose. Roll to hit with advantage. So you can right click on...
And I have right click on the thing.
Yeah, and it should tell you roll with advantage.
Ah, there we go. Cool. Just done that. And I have 23.
23? Cool. So
Wait.
Yeah. The markets.
he darts his hands forward, touches the side of the moose before the moose can react, and you see this kind of arcing of electrical energy, almost like it's a Faraday cage type of, Tesla coil type, spark out and diffuse through the moose and singe it. Roll for damage. The 1d8 thing next to it with a little
4
spark.
damage.
Yeah.
Yep. 4.
Cool. So it just kind of zaps it, and you can see that the blood that was kind of coming out of its broken antler, like sort of starts to smoke from the amount of electrical energy you gave it.
Yeesh.
It's now Zaxa's turn.
Oh, this poor creature. Oh my god. Can I still sort of see, have a kind of clear path? Am I going to be injuring anyone else?
You might want to move slightly this way to see him better. Otherwise, you might have you don't have to injure your friends, but you would have a -2 on your visibility to hit him.
Right. Can I move to the side of him? So can I move? I can't show you.
This way?
This way. Am I able to move that far?
Yep. That's like 20 feet this way. 25 here.
Okie doke. And that gives me enough.
Yeah, you got a clear line of sight to the body.
And can I just understand what kind of shape he's in anyway? Just
He's very hurt, but he's still got like quite a bit of health. Once again, we're learning right now, so I'll tell you. It's 25 hit points out of 68 at the moment.
Okay, so I'll Eldritch Blast him then from where I am.
Cool. So roll to hit.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Whoa, nice.
Yeah, natural 20.
So that just kind of slams right into him. You see Zaxa sort of run off to the side and almost like do a matrix dive and sling a bolt of energy as she kind of runs to the side, and it hits the moose right in its head. Roll for damage with 2 dice.
5.
On one dice or both?
No, it's 4 on this one and it's 1 on this
No,
one.
you have to roll 2d10 and add the number 4. Because you did.
Oh, I've only been rolling 1.
Yeah, I know, but you did natural 20, so you rolled 2.
Okay.
So that's like.
But I don't have 2 that aren't. This one is a this one's not
Just
a
2d.
single number.
That's fine. Whatever the number is, just take out the 0. And the 4, it's not a d4. It's just 4 flat number you add because of agonizing blast.
Oh.
So it's always 4.
I've been rolling. I've just been rolling.
I've realized that now. Like, sorry. Just 4 is the maximum, and you add 4. You don't have to roll the dice for that.
Okay, so.
Try again. Roll 2d10.
So 5.
And.
Wait, I do 2d10.
Yeah.
I think the highest is 5.
But tell me
you get
both.
to use both. You get
It
to
adds
use both.
together.
You're combining.
Because it's a natural 20,
8.
you roll. Okay, so 8 plus 4, that's 12 damage.
Yeah.
So, boom, you see it like take. Basically, the Eldritch Blast, this kind of beam of purple and green energy, just hits the side of its head as if Mike Tyson just like clocked it with a right hook, and it just shakes and like kind of like its eyes kind of roll back for a second as it kind of stumbles. And and it doesn't fall only because the vines are holding it up in place. And it's now back to Caliban. I don't think this moose is going to
All right.
survive.
Let's bring it home. I will make a weapon attack against it.
Yep.
Do we want to question it?
Okay.
I'm past talking.
So,
Going down.
24.
That hits.
Okay. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm kind of tired after this anyway, so I'm gonna pump another Divine Smite into this.
All right.
So that is 11 points of slashing damage, plus 3 points of radiant damage.
How do you want to
I
do
rolled
this?
a 2 and a 1.
How do you want to do
Okay.
this?
I drive the flat end of the sword into its neck, like I bury it at the hilt, and then I run behind it, grabbing the sword, and like you would do splitting a lobster, just wrench the sword so that it basically opens his back,
Ugh. All right.
like cutting through his spine lengthways.
I don't know what I can add to it other than ew. And the moose carcass just kind of falls apart in front of your eyes. All right, you guys have killed the moose, and I don't think he dealt 1 damage. I shouldn't have attacked Romeo. I think his DC was like too high because of the armor and the spell. So you have a smoldering carcass. Yeah. Yeah, so the moose wouldn't have known he like got someone running at him. That's why he attacked Romeo.
Quick question. So, I've got the top right-hand side of the thing that says current max hit points, right? So I assume if I've been hit, I take down the points there, right? But also, if someone rolls a number, it has to be higher than that number in order for it to hit?
No, to hit, it's your armor class, the AC point on your thing.
That's much lower.
Where is that?
So that's,
it almost looks like
a little shield. And it says armor.
Ah, there it is. Okay. Perfect. And then there's like initiative next to that. What's the... Okay. It's the thing you roll.
Cool. So you guys have killed the moose. You're free to explore the tomb.
Can I have a look at its antlers?
Sure.
Are they in good condition?
One of them you chopped off.
Yeah, but where? Like at the hilt or...
Oh, yeah.
You cracked it right through the middle.
Shit. So, just eyeballing this, I couldn't make a bow out of the antlers.
No.
Is the moose in one piece, or is it in? Sorry, is it?
Well,
more than one
Romeo's
piece? Is it been
describing killing like by slicing it open in half. So it's kind of like split open like a lobster.
It's mostly in one piece. Its
head
is intact. I sort of went along the shoulder and...
how do I put this? Does it look normal inside?
Yep.
Does it look
Yep.
like it should,
well,
a stag ordinarily would inside?
Roll an investigation check.
Anatomically? Is that a D20?
Yes.
Yes.
It looks normal to you, like you've eaten deer before. It seems to have all the bits that you'd expect.
I'm very curious because I'm aware that the figure has always been nearby whenever there's been an attack. So I want to look around and see if there's possibly a presence nearby.
We don't know that it's for all of the attacks. There have been multiple attacks and only one person's ever seen. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
There might have been. But,
roll a perception check, but
I've got 16.
Cool. Well, you don't sense a presence that you can see or feel around this cave, this kind of opening. But all you can see is the 3 tunnels leading in different directions. One of which was the one that the moose came from, which is this one.
I look at the moose's head, and then I look at Rover's head, and then look back at the moose's head, and then I look at Rover's head, and I look at Rover and I say, "New hat? Antlers? Maybe we can fix them up a little."
You guys were asked for the head to prove. Sorry, I didn't actually say to prove that you'd killed it. So.
I mean, yeah.
All right, I will use my.
Trying to put it all in a big bundle for carrying because it's all good, neat.
Okay.
Do we know that for a fact?
Yeah.
Roll a survival check.
I will Wait, do you have rope or do you need rope? I have rope.
I've got rope.
Okay.
That's going to be 18.
With your experienced wilderness kind of outdoors type of person, you make quick work of field dressing the deer into like steaks and offal and bits and kind of pack it neatly into basically a cube.
Yeah, not easy. And then I get out my little hand axe and I start working on chopping off the head.
I do it in one swing with my decapitator's sword.
Yeah. Do you guys want to explore the rest of the tomb?
May as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
we've just killed a moose, so...
Wait, just before we
For
go
a
down,
penny.
just before we explore onwards, I just yell out, if anything else is down there, you probably saw what just happened, so, yeah. Make of that what you will. And then I just start walking.
Where?
definitely taking the loud approach.
Where do you walk?
Middle.
The
I was
middle?
going to say, if we take this back, we get paid, we get beer.
There might be ancient beer in here.
Just saying, we're not getting paid.
Yes, but elven beer from hundreds of years ago. I heard that this was the ancient tomb of Birieth, the great warrior of elvish beer.
Beer doesn't keep that well.
Elvish beer does!
Wine, spirits, maybe. No, it's alright. We'll keep going then.
All right. So going down the middle one, this is what you see. The underground passage narrows before ending at a wall upon which is mounted an oval mirror 7 feet tall and half as wide, encircled by a decorative stone frame.
Is he frozen? He's frozen, isn't he?
Who, me?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you
hear me?
I'm sorry, did you just finish or
I
did
can
you
hear people.
Can you hear me? I said something.
Yeah, you did, but I didn't think I thought you were going
No, I was just describing.
Was that
Yeah, at the end of this, where the moose
I
came
thought I
from.
missed something when it went quiet.
You paused abruptly, so...
Yeah, I thought you were
Sorry, it might have been just kind of. So what you see is that the corridor just kind of ends, and there's a mirror at the end, and it's 7 foot tall, like a big mirror, like decorated.
Okay, I've read enough horror novels to know where this is going. Let's pick a different tunnel.
It's just shiny metal.
Alright, then by all means, go ahead and approach it.
Go up to the mirror. Just,
No, I don't go up to it. I'm just he's just confused. He's just like, but huh? He kind of turns to look at Zaxa and Akeem and be like, "Is this another city thing?"
quite possible.
I'm just as confused, so I'm like, one way to find out.
How far away is it from where we're standing?
so you guys, if you'd gone into the corridor, it's probably like a 20-foot long corridor that just kind of ends abruptly with the mirror. And that's where the moose was. So the moose was in front of the mirror, came out to find you guys.
I feel like there's some sort of magic involved at this point.
Divine sense. Approaching the mirror.
Does it give you other than fiends and stuff? What else does it give you? Divine sense?
Undead, fiends, and celestials.
No, you don't sense creatures. It's a mirror.
I know the location, though, of any of those within 60 feet.
There are none.
Okay.
I'll
walk up to the mirror.
It's a nice mirror. It's a beautifully carved mirror, like of elven work around it, holding the frame of it. It looks special.
Can I check my reflection for inconsistencies?
Sure, roll a perception check.
Five.
It's just a mirror, as far as you can tell. Like, you look the same.
Akeem, come touch this.
Akeem's eating.
Okay.
He's
While everyone was
fireballing
talking,
one of the
I was
stakes.
actually secretly eating away at the cookies that we had from the previous house. Remember those cookies that are tiny?
Oh
Yep.
yes.
And startled by this, I go, yep, sure. I walk over to the mirror. And without any fear, I put my hand on it.
Put your hand on the
Caliban
mirror,
and go,
and
"Now what?"
it's pretty cold to the touch. almost enough to kind of have that kind of frost effect when you touch something and it's too cold. It gets your finger stuck on it. But other than that, it just looks like a mirror to you.
Can I examine the frame of the mirror? Like, see if there's any runes or anything like that, any markings, anything at all.
No, no. I mean, it's just intricately carved. Other than that, you can't tell.
No one in the
I say
party.
we check another corridor. I can't see. We've all approached it. We can't really see much from it. So
I
we
turn to
should
the
probably
others
see
and I say, if you give me a long night's rest, I could see if this is magical, but at the moment it just appears to be a mirror.
Next corridor. Come back.
Yeah, let's go to the next corridor.
Okay, which one do you go in? The one this way or the one that way?
To the left.
You'll go to the lower one, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Before we go to the upper corridor, I'm going to pull a bear trap out of my equipment.
It's so
and
weird
just sort
because
of-
Rover's frozen for me here, but I can see him in the other window. I can't hear him now.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Oh no way.
No, can't
Can you
hear
not hear me?
Oh,
I can hear you, Ben.
I can hear you, Rover. I
Ah.
can hear you, but
Can you hear us, Smith?
Okay, interesting.
oh yeah. Yes.
I can hear you all, but I can see, well, Ben's doing stuff, but I can't hear him at all.
Oh, weird.
Ah,
He's like, man.
oh well.
I'll try and figure out what he's saying by trying to lip read a very pixelated video. Huh? He's surprised.
Basically, I've got a
He
bear
wants
trap
to
as
give
my
me
equipment.
all his
Yeah.
gold? No.
I'm going to go up to the north way and just kind of
Yeah,
set
let's
that
head
out,
on to-
cover it in some snow, and then, like, just to make sure nothing comes down there while we're going down this way.
Okay. Cool.
And then we'll go off down.
So this corridor ends very abruptly, like after like 10 feet, with a large stone door. That's got no. It's like rounded. It doesn't seem to have a keyhole or a doorknob or anything like that. It's just like a solid stone door.
Is there any markings on it that I can see?
No.
Is this the? I'm sorry. Is this in the lower corridor?
Yeah.
The lower
Let me try and move it a little bit. Well, you guys can't
And that's
see
at the end of the. And that's at the end, or it's on the.
like
Right at the
right
end.
away almost. There's a door, and that blocks. Well, I'll show you what's behind it a little bit. So you guys can't see that because there's a door in front. Okay. That is blocking your path. That's a stone door.
It cut out on me there. Your audio was
sorry.
cut out on me in a couple of words, so I just wanted to ask.
There's a stone door blocking here,
There's a door. Okay.
where the dice is. There's a stone door. So
Okay.
it's blocked.
I don't have any way of opening it. Can I? Have I seen this tiny door before?
Roll an Arcana check for me.
10.
Okay. So, from your time in the library studying, what you can remember is that elven tombs would have security features which are sort of based on magics. So these doors would only be openable by figuring out whatever the magic that is keeping them shut is to get them open.
Okay.
I mean,
Would I know where I could find information that would tell me this?
You would think that it's got something to do with the symbols outside.
What language were the symbols in?
Well, no, they were sort of, well, it's finally scripted Elvish, but the symbols are just the moon phases.
Right.
Actually,
Can I go back and look at
actually,
those?
your knowledge of astronomy would tell you that it's something to do with the moon.
Well, of course it is, but I also could probably figure out that it's something you could only really appreciate at night. So it's not night.
So we should be camping.
Wait, can I go back to where the mirror is?
Sure.
Looking at the mirror, does it look like it's somewhere where it could bounce light from somewhere else? Like, does it look like at a weird angle? Does it look like if moon were to shine? Like, I want to stand where the mirror is, facing away from the mirror, and see if it like seems to, if I can like in my line of sight see other reflective surfaces or where the moonlight could shine through.
No. Sorry.
Pardon if we've covered this, but can we move the mirror?
You can try.
We haven't covered it, but
Do you go up to the mirror and try to do that?
See, I was just curious to see if we could move it. I didn't really know what
I will try
I would
to.
actually do.
I will try to.
Okay. So you go up to the mirror and you sort of try to move it, and it won't budge. It's very solidly stuck in there. You want to try and pull
Does it rotate at all on its thing though?
No. It looks like super glued on. You want to try and pull it hard?
Well, yeah, I
that means it
guess
hasn't
with an
purchased
offer like
it.
that, how can I refuse?
Roll a strength check.
Ooh, I'm slightly good at those. Okay, I think that comes to 17.
It's stuck on.
Well, this isn't going anywhere. Wait, I look into the mirror for a moment. Can I see anything like... Does it look like anything in the mirror is more correct than in real life? Like, is the mirror a clue that I need to reverse something? Like, can I try to discern that in the mirror?
Roll an intelligence check.
Natural 19 for a total of modified 20.
You spend a good 15 minutes looking at the mirror, trying different things out, but nothing happens. You can't see any kind of thing like that.
Okay.
Yes?
I'm gonna pick up my bear trap so no one else steps on it.
Do I know anything about gods or mythical? Oh, sorry, because I can't hear Ben. I've just noticed he was moving,
no.
so I'll be quiet while he does his thing.
No, go on. I think he's done.
No, you go.
I'm all done.
He's done.
All right, fine. I was just saying that. Do I know any gods or mythical creatures who have something to do with a reflection or a mirror?
That's more of a like. Do I like as a DM know any? Let's just say it's not relevant.
Cool, fair enough.
DM question. Romeo knows who this this tomb is like, or this temple is likely in worship to, but would Caliban?
It's not a temple, it's a tomb.
Okay, but okay. Would Caliban know of any moon gods that are more specifically elven related?
Roll a history check.
15. Wait, am I proficient in history? No, 15.
Yeah, you would remember the moon god, elvish moon god. 1 second, so I look it up. God damn it. Gods of Faerun. I always forget if it's Selune or the other one. Goddess of the moon. Is it Selune for the elvish as well?
I thought Selene was for.
Or is human?
I thought that was from
Sehanine, sorry, Sehanine
World of
Moonbow.
Warcraft.
You would know that the elves worship the moon goddess Sehanine Moonbow, the goddess of divination, dreams, travel, and death.
Dreams. This is a goddess of dreams, maybe. Who's up for a little kip?
What does that mean?
Dreaming.
How about before
what?
we? Sorry.
What does that mean?
He wants to sleep, to have a dream.
Sleep.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that.
Have a nap.
He didn't specify it very clearly.
I was going
Sorry.
to say before we start
I understand what
sleeping
you mean.
and before we start camping or eating or just generally to relax and everything else, let's go down that third corridor.
Did you hear any
Oh.
of that, Min? Or
No, I just see Rover go.
Oh no!
I'm like,
I don't understand.
he's pointed to.
Did
a
you mute
thing,
him? You know you can.
and
You know you can mute
I'm like,
people. I think you might have muted him.
No.
There's a little. There's a.
No.
There's a little speaker icon next to his face. Can you see it?
Yep. Nope.
No, but if
No.
but if he had muted him, wouldn't it have muted him for everybody?
No, it's
No.
individual per person.
No, because you can mute individual.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
no, there's no mute on him. And the thing is, because his video, for me, where it would be, is frozen.
Oh.
But I can see him in the
Drive.
video feed that you have.
Weird.
So that's how I can tell, like, because he's moving around like
Do you wanna
this.
try? Do you wanna try
But-
refreshing it just in case?
That was going to be my next
Yeah.
go-to.
Hopefully he comes back without me having to do anything weird.
Yeah. So what do we think of just, let's just...
Plowing ahead, yeah.
Can you hear Ben
Let's
now?
actually-
The
let's-
next corridor.
Hey!
That's better.
Wonderful. So what I was saying is, because there were people talking about taking a rest and having some food and camping and things, and I'm like, why don't we check out that third corridor?
All right, but let's be careful. I kind of emptied my proverbial quiver into that moose, so
What?
not as able to devastate. So let's be careful.
Okay. So you guys head down this corridor and you travel maybe 30 feet, 35 feet before what you see is just another stone door, once again closed.
Three closed doors. 2 closed doors.
Is the stone door completely smooth?
Yep.
No writings or anything like that.
Nope.
Nothing around it.
It's completely.
Nothing. No light from under the door. Nothing.
It's like solid, like maybe probably it's probably a foot thick of stone,
Okay.
so you can't see like.
I turn to the mirror, I look at the mirror, and then I look at the other and say, back in Waterdeep, I read this book once, about this character, Brendan Frazier. He opened this mummy's tomb. He opened this mummy's tomb.
Thank you. Thanks,
yeah,
Gavin.
yeah.
That's-
He opened this mummy's tomb by shining mirrors and they reflected in a certain way. Now that was sunlight. Maybe we have to do something similar with moonlight?
mean like Indiana Jones?
Very good idea.
I say we go back out and check that sundial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am in agreement.
Let me focus that.
It looks clear.
We can't move the mirror, right? Because
No.
we tried and it's stuck to the wall.
No, sadly.
Caliban gave it a good mighty shove, and it didn't.
So you head back
Budge.
out,
Caliban's strong.
and the moon dial. So right now, if you're looking at the sort of ground, sort of trying to inspect. Well, you can
Yeah.
You can all roll an investigation check as you kind of look around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hell yeah, bring it
Ooh,
on, sucker.
ooh, ooh.
Damn.
Investigation 18.
21.
Okay. Anyone else?
18.
14.
Okay. So, Calvin, what you notice is that the shadow of the moon is the shadow the moon is casting from being in the sky, just a sliver of it. But you can see that it's casting a shadow that hits the symbol right about where the phase of the moon is. So just starting past the new moon, like a sliver. This symbol here is where the shadow is. And you, Zaxa, what you notice...
So the moon is out at the moment.
Yeah.
Is it nighttime
Isn't
already?
it day?
But it's kind of always night here.
Oh,
Oh, ahoy.
So, and you guys have spent a few hours in the forest, so it's the middle of the day, but the light has kind of gone out already, the little bit of tiny light there is. But even during the part of the day where there is light, you can see the moon usually. And you can see the stars. It's just a little bit lighter, like as if the dawn is about to come, but it never comes.
What phase is the moon in at the moment?
Like I said, the moon has just started.
Sorry.
It's all right. But Zaxa, what you notice inspecting, because this is fascinating for you, you've read about these kinds of things, of elvish kind of monuments and things, but you haven't seen necessarily one in real life yet. And you're inspecting the gnomon, and it's made out of beautifully carved crystal. And it looks like almost it would... Oh, Rover's been kicked out again. It's coming back. The crystal looks like it would shine with light. If that makes sense. It's kind of reflective. No, that's not Rover. Okay. And do you tell this to the other guys, Zaxa?
Do I tell them that the stone appears to be
Sort of very
able to-
highly reflective and conducive to light.
No, because I don't. No, I wouldn't tell them. I think I would not. I would wonder if I could identify what it is, what it's made of. I know you said crystal, but I'm just wondering if I know what that would be.
It's like a mineral. Basically, it's one giant piece of either quartz or some kind of, thing, like an earthen mineral that's a crystal, and like it must have been a giant piece of it. It would have taken like the best skills in the world to carve it without breaking it. And the fact that it still endures would imply that it's been reinforced magically, because you'd think it would fall apart if someone bumped into it.
So it looks delicate.
It looks delicate, but it's not. It's so finely carved that you think, ooh, this, crystal isn't particularly hard, but especially if it's thin. But this looks to have stood the test of time.
Sorry, I don't know what to do. I would just probably I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know what I would do here.
Does anyone have any light magic?
I can illuminate a thing, can't I? Hold on.
Rover, roll a wisdom check for me.
That's going to be a 21.
Do you have the moonbeam spell prepared?
I do not.
You ask
I was
yourself,
going to wait until we long rested.
you sort of wonder what would happen if it was a different phase of the moon. And you think,
Yeah.
I could make that happen anyway.
I mean, Ben the player was thinking that, but he was waiting until a long rest to come back, or until we waited here for 8 hours.
Romeo, the player, was thinking that as well. He was afraid he'd get, like, chastised for wanting to destroy something again.
Okay, so guys, basically I'll tell Miri and Min. Druids have a spell called Moonbeam, which calls down basically like a laser from the moon of moon energy.
It's like a pillar of light that you can. It's burns with radiant energy, so it's a damaging spell, but it's moonlight that it emits.
Okay.
There's some cool skills there.
He
They're holding
doesn't.
out on us.
Yeah. He doesn't currently have it prepared, so it means he would have to sleep overnight before he could come back here and try to use it to trigger this mechanism. Does that make sense?
I think we could all use some rest.
Yeah.
Just saying, but we have come a long way. So,
What are you talking about? You didn't fucking do anything. That was all me.
Oh, come on.
oh, whoa. You were crazy with the hammering of
I'm sorry.
the things.
He
The
hit-
shotgun and the firebolt, huh?
It's okay.
All right.
I just kept it pinned down. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. I was kidding. Anyway, so, what say we collect our reward, and then we come back and hold out until we can try this orbital
Yes, I've got an idea.
ray.
Okay, so you guys want to head back to collect...
It's a beam of moonlight. Just call it a moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
All right. So let's say we get you guys head back.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for the actual.
Yes. I hoist up all the supplies of this dead moose and the head.
Okay.
I
So-
lift my staff, which I placed on the ground earlier during the battle.
You begin your journey back to Lonelywood, and it goes off without a hitch. You meet a few woodland creatures here and there. A fox in the distance, a hare trudging through the snow. And you make it back to Lonelywood without too much trouble, and it's now sort of mid-afternoon, late sort of early evening. Do you go straight to the town speaker house? Can someone...
Unless,
Yes.
I mean,
Take
I
Yes.
want to. Does anyone else have any objections?
Well,
No.
we don't really want to wait any longer while that carcass smells.
No.
So,
So you head back,
I'm
you knock on the
down.
door, and Scoop, the little kid, opens up the door and looks up.
I'm just holding the decapitated head. Like, oh, right, sorry. Wrong.
I'd also like to imagine that you're still covered in blood. from
Oh,
when
yeah, no,
you-
I'm still... I am smiling, covered in blood, in front of everybody else.
And Scoop sort of screams and runs in, and which makes his mother look up from whatever baking thing she was doing in the kitchen. And he goes, "Ah, you're back already. How's it going?"
Splendidly.
Did you find the moose then?
And I gesture
You
to
run into
the
him.
pile of butchered delights and the moose. I basically just hold up the head.
Okay. It's like, whoa, well done then. I'll get you your reward. Maybe put that outside. It's dripping blood everywhere.
Sorry. Hakeem, you have magic. Clean that up.
I look at him begrudgingly and just wave my hand to make the blood disappear.
Excellent.
And it kind of bursts into almost as if it's been burned off.
Is there a pike or something, like a fence post I can stick the moose head on?
It's kind of had like not a white picket fence, but it has to have like that type of fence where you could spike it on top of the.
I do that.
Good God. All right. Nimsy is looking through her strongbox and puts 100 gold pieces in a little leather pouch and sort of holds it up for someone to take it.
Yep, sure.
Okay.
Just did it.
So, you have the thanks of Lonelywood and of myself. That was very quick and brave. I'm very impressed. If there's anything else that we need doing, I hope I can count on you guys. It's hard to get good help around here.
Well, quick question while I've got you, actually. About 3-4 miles due east, we found some old elven ruins.
Oh.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about them?
That's very strange. We don't know of any elven ruins in the Lonely Forest. You'd think we'd know it. We've been everywhere inside it. No?
Well, we're heading back there to check it out.
Okay. Do you need something from me?
But just... Well, we haven't finished checking out. There might be... This is where it was, residing. There might be other troubles near your town.
Curious. We would definitely want to investigate it in case there's more beasts like this. Do you think there's some sort of magics out there?
Potentially. Where it was a really tough fight. So we've come back to restock, and we'll head back out and check it out.
Very well.
It was a really tough fight here to get old
do I believe
Caliban,
her?
and I've tapped him and push him on the back, being like, it was a really hard fight, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
Do I believe her when she says she doesn't know anything about it?
Roll an insight check.
That was my next thing, as I say.
Anyone that wants to figure that out.
18.
Seven.
Hang on. I rolled a natural 18 for a total of 19. No, sorry, 21 because I'm proficient in insight.
You can tell that when you said elven ruins, she was genuinely puzzled, as if, what? We've been everywhere in those woods. We've never seen anything like that. Are these guys pulling my leg?
Did the ruins look excavated at all, or were they just there?
They were just there.
Then it may not be elven. So I look at her and go, are there any ruins that you've come across in this area here?
No, as far as we know, the woods are just woods, animals and completely uninhabited. It's very strange that there's any kind of buildings inside. We thought they were pristine.
Well, we'll let you know what we find.
Thanks.
Very well. Cool. You guys are welcome to stay here for the night.
I could use a bath.
All right. Well, unless you guys have something else you want to do, we can bring it to a close for today.
I'm okay with that.
For me.
All right. Well, thanks to anyone that's watching and bearing with our new technical difficulties. It seems like no matter what system I go to, I have something that goes wrong. But I hope you guys enjoyed the map.
It's usually something to do with me.
Yeah, it's always you. Did you guys like the map?
Yeah,
It looked glorious.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Well,
Very cool.
I'm going to say bye to the watchers, and then we'll be in the chat for a second longer. But thank you very much for watching, everyone. See you next week.